Hello there, Risha. My name is Maria Rodriguez, and I will be assisting you today. Thank you for joining me through video visit today. How are you doing today? How can we help?
Hi, I'm a bit stressed, honestly. I just found out my mother-in-law has been giving my son bottle of formula at night so I can sleep more. I really wanted to exclusively breastfeed.
Mm, I understand your concerns, Risha. Let's start by assessing your current breastfeeding routine and any challenges you're facing. How is your breastfeeding going during the day?
During the day, breastfeeding is going well. My son latches on well and feeds every 2 to 3 hours, but at night, my mother-in-law gives him formula so I can sleep.
I can understand your concerns. It sounds like you and your son have a good daytime routine. I'm glad that you have a good established every 2 to 3 hours. And let's talk about why you want to exclusively breastfeed. What are your reasons for that choice?
I've read that breastfeeding is the best for my baby's health and it
Mhm.
helps with bonding. I also want to avoid any issues with nipple confusion.
Those are some very good points. Very, very good points. And very good reasons. Exclusively breastfeeding has many benefits, including optimal nutrition and strong immunity for your baby. It also helps with bonding, as you mentioned. Um, there is a lot of beautiful things about breast milk that we don't know about because it's new and new discoveries, or maybe they just don't talk about it enough. One of the most interesting things that I always like to talk about is how formula only has one taste. But you yourself, I imagine you eat lots of different foods, including veggies and meats and spices. And well, giving your baby breast milk is already, in a sense, giving your baby a taste of the food that she will be eating when she's old enough to eat. And therefore, she will be more easily transitioned to eating those foods. Um, and the nipple confusion, that is a very strong point, and we can talk about that as we go along. Um, And well, formula, there's a link that it could possibly give children obesity because it's easier for them to drink. It's less work for them since it's given through a bottle. And some babies even end up having problems. So we would have to help you out by switching formulas and seeing what helps the baby. Formula is a little bit more thicker and it's harder for the baby to process um, than it is for breast milk. How about we assess your baby's feeding and growth patterns to ensure everything is on track? Have you noticed any issues with your baby's weight gain or feeding patterns?
No, his weight gain has been normal according to his pediatrician, and he feeds well during the day.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that his her weight gain is good. It sounds like your baby is healthy and thriving. It's always good when the babies are on track in that line for the chart, weight and height wise is at the level we'd like to see. Now let's address the nighttime feeding situation. Do you feel comfortable discussing your concerns with your mother-in-law?
I'm worried she'll think I'm ungrateful because she's trying to help us.
Oh, I understand that. And as a mom and having a mother-in-law, it could be hard. You I understand that sometimes it's hard to communicate that, but it's important to communicate your goals and the reasons behind them. You might explain that while you appreciate her help, you're committed to exclusively breastfeeding for health reasons and benefits that is provided when you breastfeed. We can also explore ways for her to support you without using formula If you like, we can invite her to a breastfeeding appointment and give her the importance of breast milk or formula. We can share with her some videos. Um, we can share with her some of the websites that help um, explain the benefits. There's a couple of websites very helpful, and I can always forward those to you and you can share with her. We can also have her speak with the pediatrician and make her an appointment with that. To help with the transition, I can also teach you about hand expressions for expressing milk. This can allow you to express milk for nighttime feedings if needed. Would you like me to maybe show you the technique? I can also show you some pumps if you want to provide your mother-in-law with some milk to help feed your baby. Maybe not only at night, maybe you have an appointment or if you need to go anywhere, that way you have milk available. And if you'd like to have your mother-in-law feel part of helping the baby, or if you need support, you have breast milk. And you also have the choice to continue to breastfeed for whatever amount of time you need. And pumping and hand expressions can also be useful. You can store the milk and give it to the baby later. There's different kinds of breast pumps. I don't know if you've heard about them. One of the most popular ones that I hear, and I've tried myself, is the hands-free pumps. And those are easily accessible online. You can order those. They're electronic, they're more discreet. You can walk around and do chores or handle your baby, and they're placed right in the bra while you are walking around, and you don't have to worry about cords. You can definitely rent or borrow a medical grade pump, and sometimes the hospitals rent them out, or programs such as WIC. We happen to have some medical grade pumps as well that we lend out to parents who need them. And we also have hand expression pumps. Hand expression pumps are always a good idea, in my opinion, to have because you have more control of the pump flow and the strength and how fast or how slow you are pumping to get your milk, and you get a more sense of any discomfort and you're able to adjust. Your insurance also, I see that it covers a breast pump. I can make an appointment with your doctor, with the baby's pediatrician, and he or she can write you a prescription for that breast pump. And those are handy because most insurance breast pumps already come in a to-go sense. They either come in carry bags or easily transportable if you happen to have to return to work, or if you're ever traveling, or if you just need to lug it around the house, it's easy to carry. It already comes in like in little bags or carry-on things. What do you think, Risha?
Yes, that would be very helpful.
Great. Let me demonstrate you a little bit about hand expressions uh, for getting express milk with your own hand and without using any tools. I found it very useful. Um, at the beginning, even before you pump at any time, hand expression helps kind of stimulate your milk in a sense. And if you're not around the baby, I always suggest you have a picture of your baby, maybe on the phone, a little video, or maybe a little blanket, a little teddy, or your baby, even anything that would help you bond and create that milk release. And if you have anything in mind, when we are going to hand express, we always, first thing you want to do is wash your hands with soap and water and find a comfortable position. Maybe look for a private room, private space. You want to start by massaging your breast in a circular motion, and that stimulates the milk. Nowadays, they also sell those little kind of like massagers, and they vibrate. They have different tones, and you can massage it on your breast. That's very helpful. And worm packs they sell as well, and you can also place them around, and it helps with that. While you're massaging your breast in a circular motion, it will stimulate the milk flow. You can place your thumb and fingers around the edge of your areola and gently express the milk towards your chest and wall. And you should start to see after a couple of movements how the milk is expressed. You can always place a warm towel around and see if that helps. And for me, I always found just looking at a cute picture of my baby that always helped with the letdown. What do you think?
That seems simple enough. I could give it a try.
Great. Um, there's a couple of emails that, I mean, sorry, there's a couple of videos that I can forward to you, and it shows a little bit more about hand expression. And I have a couple pamphlets or a little book if you're interested in getting more information about hand expression and more visuals. I don't know if you're a visual learner or if you got it. Mm, Consistency is key after all, so try to express at the same time each night. This can help maintain your milk supply. And just remember that if you do decide to give a baby a bottle at night, you should start by pumping as well. I know it's important to get your rest, but you also want to maintain that milk supply. So every time you bottle feed, it would be a time where you're already feeding your baby. So you want to be able to pump as well until you get the consistency of milk you desire and you know that your baby will eat. Let's also discuss how you can prepare for any changes or challenges. For example, if your baby seems to prefer the bottle at night, you can use paced bottle feeding to mimic breastfeeding. I can show you how it's done. Let me grab my baby model. Okay. So right here, I have my baby model and pretend this is your baby boy. Let me see, there we go. And when a baby is new to bottle feeding or if you see any of the signs that I'm about to tell you, it's always good to start them off at a sitting position. You want to start the baby sitting and you always want to make sure that the nipple flow, it's not too fast or too slow. If the nipple flow is too fast, the baby can choke, the baby will spill out milk, and the baby will end up eating more than he needs. And it can create problems such as vomiting or um, anything like that. And also, if the nipple flow is too slow for the baby might get frustrated and won't take the bottle. And then you'll have a little bit more challenging time for the baby to take the bottle. So anytime you're gonna bottle feed, you want to try to mimic as much as the breastfeeding as possible. They have some baby bottles now designed to kind of look and feel more or less like a nipple would. And you always want to start by introducing the nipple to the baby's lip and wait for the baby to open up wide. And once the baby does open up wide, you wait for that opportunity and you bring it in. And you never want to bring in the baby through the neck forward into the bottle because that will create tension and problems in the upper back area, as well as confusion and possibly the baby not wanting to take the bottle. And once the baby opens up wide and the baby is drinking, you want to look out for signals that the baby is either full or the baby is having too much or too little. One of the ways that you will know if the milk flow is going too fast is because the baby could potentially have his or her eyes wide open and look kind of like startled. Also, the baby might turn away and refuse it, or you will hear um, choking or gargling and maybe milk spilling out. Um, how would you know that your baby is still hungry? Is because they will continue to feed. And if you feel like the baby is falling asleep and is not sucking enough, that's a good indicator that the baby is full. You also would like to time it just to see how long the baby takes in between. It's always a good idea. And I always like to tell parents as well that hand signs, a baby with their hand relaxed is a good indicator that as well that they are full, like so. And when a baby's still hungry, or sometimes the baby hand will look like this in a closed fist. And I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. What do you think?
That was helpful. I'll explain this to my mother-in-law.
Great. Excellent. Remember, it's okay to set boundaries and ask for support in a way that aligns with your feelings and goals. Ultimately, um, your desires to breastfeed your baby, I believe, are great. And it's very important for your mother-in-law to understand that, because um, you're the one that's providing all these benefits to the baby. Breastfeeding gives the baby immunity. Whatever you get sick, whatever bacteria you come across, that's all the good things that you're providing for your baby, and formula doesn't do that. I will give you more information about formula and possible problems as well. Um, And lastly, if you encounter any complex issues or need further support, don't hesitate to reach out to me, or we can make an appointment with an IVCLC or your healthcare provider. I can help you schedule an appointment for you to get more complex help. Sometimes you might experience any other symptoms that might arise, and we're here to help. And as always, you're welcome to have your support come, whether it be your mother-in-law or um, your spouse, and have them come and we can explain to them the benefits, and maybe then they'll be able to understand a little bit more about your goals to want to be exclusively breastfeeding.
Thank you. This makes me feel more confident about sticking to breastfeeding.
Oh, you're very welcome, Risha. You're doing a fantastic job, and breastfeeding and newborns, not only are they learning, but we're learning as well. You're learning as well. And it takes time and practice, and before you know it, you'll be on to being a successful breastfeeding mom. And I'm here to support you. So feel free to reach to me at any time. If you have any questions, even if it's minimal, feel free to send us your questions through the portal, or we can always schedule you weekly or appointments as necessary until you reach your goal, and we can help you with any questions, okay?
Thank you. Have a great day.
Oh, you too. You have a great day now, and take care, okay? And we're here to help. So don't feel shy to give us a call.